Mayor Ambrosio Hernandez,
Present.
Commissioner Cesar Guajardo, Commissioner Bobby Carrillo,
Here.
Commissioner Ramiro Caballero,
Present.
Commissioner Daniel Chavez, Commissioner Ricardo Medina,
Present.
and Commissioner Itza Flores. We do have a quorum, Mayor, and we need an excuse for Commissioner Guajardo.
Move to excuse absent members.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? They're excused.
1B, Pledge of Allegiance by Luis Pastan and the invocation by Pastor Magayan.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oremos. Señor, en esta tarde, invocando tu nombre sobre esta reunión, tu palabra dice que oremos por nuestras autoridades, de tal manera que puedas darles sabiduría en la toma de decisiones sobre esta ciudad. Cuando el justo gobierna, la ciudad se alegra. Gracias, Señor, por lo que has hecho, pidiendo tu bendición sobre la vida del mayor y cada uno de los comisionados y todos los que colaboran en esta ciudad. De tal manera, Señor, que podamos vivir quieta y reposadamente en el gozo y la paz que solamente tú nos puedes dar. En el nombre de Jesús. Amén.
Gracias, Pastor Magayan y Luis. For that, we have 4 proclamations. 2A is proclamation proclaiming May 1 through 7, 2022 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week to be received by the City Clerk's Office.
Do you want me to read it
You wanna
first?
read? Yes,
Okay.
please.
Proclamation. Whereas the office of the professional municipal clerk is a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of professional municipal clerk provides a professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, and servicing as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk, also known as City Clerk, has duties that are statutory mandated in the Texas Local Government Code, Section 22.071 and 22.073. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, annual meetings, and of their state, and as well as provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas the office of the city clerk adheres to strict ethical, statutory, and recognized professional standards. And this office is a professional link to responsive government in Pharr by innovatively responding and serving its internal and external customers with integrity, efficiency, while responsibly and accurately preserving the records of the past. Now, therefore, I, Itza Flores, on behalf of Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by the virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Commission, do hereby proclaim the week of May 1st through the 7th, 2022 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week. In witness hereof, Mayor Hernandez has set his hand and caused the seal of the city of Pharr to be affixed on the 2nd day of May 2022.
Thank you.
So will you introduce your staff?
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, thank you for the proclamation. My name is Hilda Pedraza, your city clerk, and we have Imelda Perez, yes, Assistant City Clerk, and Maritza Gutierrez, our local registrar and records management liaison. At this time, I would like to thank you for taking the time to recognize this honor this profession. As everyone knows, I recently returned to the city, and one of my goals was to move our department to the next level and foster a culture of excellence every day. With that being said, the City Clerk's Office applied to the Texas Municipal Clerks Association for the Municipal Clerk's Office Achievement of Excellence Award, and I'm happy to report that on April 20th, we were notified that we were awarded.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. We don't have the award with us. We didn't receive it on time for a picture, but I just wanted to share the news with you all. Just like this award, we will continue to make changes to our department to improve our processes and provide an organized, efficient, and responsive operation of public service to the citizens of Pharr, as well as you all. Again, thank you for the recognition, and thank you for the opportunity to serve you.
Absolutely. The young ladies want to say any words? Say hi to your family or?
For the record, Imelda Perez, I'm the Assistant City Clerk. I just want to say thank you for the proclamation and the recognition. I also want to say thank you to our city management staff for allowing us to continue the trainings, better keep the city in compliance with our processes and procedures in the city clerk's office. Thank you.
Maritza Gutierrez, I'm the local registrar for the city of Pharr and records management liaison, and thank you for your support.
She was the employee of the month.
Congratulations.
Mira bien calladita, ¿verdad? Pero-
Vamos aquí.
Sí. Well, we want to thank you for your service, and people need to understand the scope of your work. It's a very rewarding, but it's very difficult. You guys deal with a lot of very friendly residents and non-residents in the area, and they come talk to you guys, and sometimes you guys get a little difficult because the circumstances they're facing, and it's unfortunate, but you guys provide a lot of empathy, and you're very patient with them, and I'm glad you guys, and you're the face of the city because they come see you guys, and you guys are always smiling and friendly. So thank you for being yourself, and thank you for that. I'm glad you got that award and got recognized.
Yes,
We're so fortunate to have you young ladies here.
we are
Okay.
Team Pharr.
That's right,
Oh,
you are.
there you go.
Can you guys want to come up with a photo?
All right. All right, Mayor and Commission, Proclamation 2B, proclamation proclaiming May 11th through 17th, 2022 as Pharr Police Memorial Week, to be received by Assistant Chief Joel Robles and the Pharr PD. And I'll read the proclamation. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and in the week in which May 15th falls, the National Police Week, to honor the service and sacrifice to those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. Whereas there are approximately 900,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Pharr Police Department. Some 60,000 assaults against law enforcement officers are reported each year, resulting in approximately 17,000 injuries. Since the first recorded death in 1786, over 21,000 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice and have been killed in the line of duty. Whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Memorial in Washington, D.C., and 615 new names of fallen heroes are being added this spring. Whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers, and their families, the City of Pharr hereby formally designates and publicly salutes the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation. Now, therefore, I, Andy Harvey, uh, in place of our mayor,
Mhm.
Ambrosio Hernandez, uh, for the City of Pharr, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, and on behalf of the commission, do hereby proclaim the week of May 11th through 17th as Pharr Police Memorial Week. Chief Robles.
Good afternoon. For the record, Joel Robles, I am the Assistant Chief of Police for the Pharr Police Department. To my right, I have Deputy Chief William Emdenson, and to my left, I have Deputy Chief Juan Gonzalez. Mayor, members of the commission, thank you very much for taking the time and allowing us to present this proclamation to the board and, of course, to the citizens of Pharr. With the leadership of Chief Andy Harvey, the Pharr Police Department makes it a commitment. It is our job that we, as a police department, will lift up a city through the work that we do, the presentations that we do in our community, the engagement that we do with our citizens, our schools, all the different partners that we share this great city of. We thank you for the time. We thank you for the proclamation. And just so that y'all can know, your department will continue working as we've always done. Always, like Ms. Hilda said, excellence every day. That is our motto. Thank you very much. We appreciate the time.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Chief, do one of you want to explain to us in the public, what was the mental health announcement that you guys had? People have been asking me in the street, actually in cafes, like, what was that about? How did that come about? And what exactly were you recognized for?
The award that we got was an award that was established throughout the state. We recently, last year, with a vision of Andy Harvey, we created a mental health unit along with a peer support network team as well. So throughout the work that they did throughout the year, they were recognized. It happened here locally, where departments from across the state of Texas, San Antonio, Houston, other areas that had mental health units. We were just fortunate enough that they were able to make it down here to the valley, where they held it at the island actually. And our award is just a testament of the work that they did throughout the year. It's not one call, it's not two calls. It's really a collective group effort that made that happen. I want to thank the city for their support with mental health unit. Recently, I had an opportunity where they were mentioning about technology and what technology advancements we've had in our area. We introduced last year something called the Bolo Wrap, where at times we have to equip officers with tools to help them do their job. This Bolo Wrap is non-lethal tool that at times we might encounter a mental health person that's in a crisis. Not necessarily do we need to use lethal force or other types of force. So this tool that we introduced last year, the Bolo Wrap, it gives us an opportunity also to deal with these type of situations where, hey, we might encounter a situation with someone where it's a non-lethal tool that just to help us get to that person, detain them, and then get them the help that they need. So this is just part of something that we did last year, and we'll continue to work with the community and all persons that are involved with these type of situations. But most certainly, I think that we just keep getting better each day and learning from each other, and most important, hearing the community and what we can do to continue to improve. So, want to thank you again for the support of the city as well, city administration, and we'll continue to do what we can from our end. But it takes a total team effort, and that's the way we do it here in Pharr. So appreciate it. Thank you.
That's right. Chief Edmondson, is there, for the public, para que sepa la gente, because they always ask me, what does the police have to do with mental health? Why is that important? I mean, is this something you guys encounter? Is that why you guys are taking on the chin and leading the charge on this? Or what does it have to do with policing?
Yes, Mayor. We're encountered on a daily basis, officers on the road with mental health consumers on calls on a daily basis on their shifts. So part of the training they receive and the officers we assign to the mental health unit, that's their goal, is try to get these individuals the help that they need. And like Chief Gonzalez said, that Bolo Wrap is one of the tools that we implemented last year with the department. So that is ultimately the goal of our department and that section and every officer that's involved.
So hopefully it'll not escalate where
right.
Lethal involvement
Correct.
is
Our goal
occurring,
is-
something terrible, right? So you guys
Correct.
are getting that proper training to deal with that.
Correct.
So it is prevalent in all communities, I
Yes, sir.
assume.
Yes, it is.
Well, good. Well, great work. Congratulations, guys. Would you
Thank you.
guys honor us with a photo?
And we'll continue with the proclamations. 2C, proclamation proclaiming May 15th through 21st, 2022 as Emergency Medical Services Week. That will be received by Danny Ramirez.
You're like a frequent flyer here, bro. Your department's doing so well. Thank you. Gentlemen, ladies.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it here. Just whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service and the members of emergency medical services team are ready to provide life-saving care for those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventive medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and others out of the hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical service teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continued education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical service providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, I, Bobby Carrillo, representing Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, Texas, by virtue of the authority invested in me and on behalf of the Mayor and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim week of May 15th to the 21st of 2022 as Emergency Medical Services Week.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Danny.
Great, Danny.
Yeah.
So for the record, Dan Ramirez, I'm the EMS chief for the city of Pharr. And first of all, I want to thank you very much for the opportunity that you've given all of us to serve the city and surrounding cities where we have some service area. Next week is Emergency Medical Service Week, but it's also our 1-year anniversary. And so I know it only seems like we just started, but it's already been a year. And so we continue to move forward, providing solid care for the citizens of Pharr with the staff that you see here. They're out there every day making sure that we provide good care for our citizens.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I congratulate you for leading this endeavor, not only, but in the ambulance as a whole, the EMS and these wonderful employees. And you guys are Team Pharr, but you do quite a bit, not only for Pharr, but other areas. And it was experts like yourself and the people behind you are going to follow you, Trauma Center. We never had a trauma center in the area, and now we have one. But we also need the right people, which is you, human capital, right? And we invest the city of Pharr in you, human capital, because we believe in you. You asked for ambulances, we got them for you. You want to be certified? Absolutely, because we understand based on what you guys tell us, you want the right equipment, the right person showing up to your house, and of course the dispatch center to be sending the right personnel and equipment to your home or to an accident or a heart attack or somebody having a baby. We want the best care that everybody else gets all over the nation. We want it here, and you guys are leading the charge. So we are very proud of you guys, and I know you get thousands of calls, and you guys are responding to a lot of things, not only here, but in other areas as well. But without you, we could never have gotten where we are now. And we're so proud of all the effort all of you are providing for the people of Hidalgo County, specifically the city of Pharr. So congratulations to you guys. Thank you.
We have a second one. Do you wanna read it?
Oh, yeah. What's the second one?
The second
What's
one
the
is-
second one?
How's it signed? It's for EMS. Sign this one over there.
Okay, so this is a EMS one.
And before we take a second picture, there's another picture, there's a second proclamation. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the team behind, I think, right? The trauma.
It's EMS, ¿verdad?
But
También?
it's with the hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we
there's
can
somebody
do
here
it
for
all,
now.
or-
So take a picture with this one, that one.
However you want.
Yeah, so you want to get the hospital
Sure.
people up?
Y'all want to come up?
That's this one. Let's combine.
So we're combining.
We'll take one picture.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Just wait. Danny's our local celebrity. Yeah,
I
that's-
know. And 2D says proclamation proclaiming May 2022 as National Stop the Bleed Month. And this is to be received by EMS and our trauma folks.
Absolutely. Welcome, gentlemen. Do you want to introduce the people behind you, Danny?
As part of the proclamation for Stop the Bleed Month, we partnered up with the local hospitals to help with Stop the Bleed Day and Stop the Bleed Month. So we have some people from DHR, and we also have some people from McAllen Medical Center.
Wonderful.
And that's it. Is everybody showed up? Okay.
Great.
So most of the hospitals have partnered up and will be participating, but those are the representatives here. And Dr. Skubic is here. I'm not sure if you want to say anything.
We're grateful to the city of Pharr and all the support for the trauma center. You've been doing a great job providing for our citizens and bringing patients in a speedy fashion. I feel like you guys are on the cutting edge of what you're doing with Stop the Bleed and carrying whole blood and all the things you've been working on. So thank you very much. And for the rotor service. That's something our service, our region desperately needed. So thank you.
Dr. Skubic, before you go, can you introduce to the public your full name and title, what you do, so
sure.
people recognize who you are in the future?
Dr.
Well.
Jeffrey Skubich, the trauma medical director for DHR Health.
Wonderful. Thank you. And the young lady?
Hi, Jennifer Volsi, Trauma Program Director for DHR Health.
Welcome.
you.
Hey, I'm Dwayne Edwards. I am a surgical critical care trauma surgeon and do some burn surgery as well.
Welcome. Then
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Ruby Bautista. I am the McAllen Trauma PI Manager.
welcome.
Hello, my name's Martha Perez. I represent the cardiac department for McAllen Medical Center.
Welcome.
All right.
I'm
Hi.
Daniel Tuttle Jr. I'm the Director of EMS with DHR Health. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely welcome. Now then, whereas acts of terrorism and unstable individuals can lead to casualties with massive bleeding, where if response is delayed can result in death. The month of May is National Stop the Bleed Month, and May 19th, 2022 is National Stop the Bleed Day. President Barack Obama policy directives for national preparedness targets preparedness as a shared responsibility of the government, the private and nonprofit sectors, and individual citizens. And whereas the general public learns and performs CPR, the public must learn proper bleeding control techniques, including how to use their hands, dressing, and tourniquets. And whereas victims can die quickly from uncontrolled bleeding within 5 to 10 minutes, bleedingcontrol.org, an initiative of the American College of Surgeons, and the Hartford Consensus, along with private and nonprofit partners, can help prepare you in the event you are witness to one of these unspeakable events. And whereas the Trauma Regional Advisory Council, known as Track 5, is partnered with bleedingcontrol.org to provide Stop the Bleeding training to the citizens of the Rio Grande Valley. A free training will be offered on May 19th, 2022 at the Pharr EMS headquarters for the general public. Now, therefore, I, Ambrosio Hernandez, Mayor of the City of Pharr, texted by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of the Mayor's Office and the City Commission, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2022 as National Stop the Bleed Month. In witness whereof, I hear unto set my hand and to cause the seal of the City of Pharr to be affixed on this second day of May 2022. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You want to get your team up here?
Sure. If I can say one thing real quick.
Yes, absolutely.
So as I mentioned before, Stop the Bleed Month is May. May 19th is Stop the Bleed Day. And we're part of the Texas Coalition on Stop the Bleed as well. And so the goal of the Texas Coalition is to train the most people in the United States on Stop the Bleed. Our goal in the Valley is to train the most people in the state of Texas, right? And so that's what we're going to try to do that day. Our goal is to try to train 700 people that day. We're going to have classes all day long.
And we're going to be pushing and pushing. As you can see, all the hospitals in Hidalgo County are participating. They're going to be sending people to the Stop the Bleed to help teach. And we're hoping that we get as many people from the public to come in to take the class.
Great.
Thank you.
Dr. Scooby, is there common errors? I'm just curious that the public should know about that you should not be doing this. People always think that's the proper way to stop bleeding when it's a gunshot or a knife or something. I mean, what's
Great.
common errors that
Great
that you
question.
see?
So try and use homemade tourniquets, improperly applied tourniquets.
Okay.
That's one of the main things about the course I feel is learning how to properly put on a tourniquet. And the way we train them is you put it high and tight, and you have to have good control. If it's actually loosely applied, it can actually worsen bleeding as it slows down venous bleeding, but the arterial bleeding continues. So I would say that's probably the biggest thing is come out, take the class, learn how to properly put a tourniquet on. Everybody should have one in their glove box in case you have to pull over and help at the side of the road. This class will give you the know-how and the comfort level to be able to at least put the tourniquet on and apply it properly. Might save you or your family members or your neighbor's life.
That's right. Now, Danny, will all these participants, organizations be helping out, or is it just City of Pharr doing this event?
So we're hosting it, but all the hospitals are sending people.
Great.
So they're participating with instructors, equipment, snacks. So everybody's going to help out to make sure that we provided an excellent event.
And people speak Spanish, I assume.
Yeah, so we're actually going to have, thank you for reminding me. So we're actually going to have a little section for Spanish only. So when somebody registers on the QR code, they can pick either they're going to take the class in English or Spanish. And as you can see, we have an ASL interpreter today.
Nice.
We're also partnering with UTRGV, and they're going to have some students come in, and we're going to have an ASL. It's going to be available for people who need it for our deaf community.
Wonderful. Great. You want to come up here and put your team up? Yes, sir. Okay.
Just two.
No.
It's okay. No, I mean, I could just do, not like, oh, just two. Oh, yes, good idea.
Do it.
Careful with the wire. Just
Come on.
No, con lo que vas a batallar.
Sí, ajá.
Yeah, because
join his report.
Let me do public testimony real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, thank you, everyone. We'll continue with the public testimony. Hilda, did anyone sign up? And number 4, public hearings. Did anyone sign up for public hearings? Okay, and next is city manager's report.
Yes. Counselor?
Good afternoon, everyone, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce. I'd like to introduce Ms. Veronica Bernal McCann. She is the city's new Assistant City Attorney. She will also be handling prosecutions. Veronica, if you would like to come forward, please, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Counselor.
I wanted to just take a time to introduce myself. My name is Veronica Esmeralda Bernal McCann. My parents were both Mexican migrant farm workers, and if it weren't for their hard work and dedication, I would probably be doing the same. And instead, I am humbled and honored to be here before you as your assistant city attorney. I am a product of this area. I went and I graduated from PSJ North High School. Go Raiders. I'm very sorry to the Wolverines and the Bears in the house. I also a graduate, first generation graduate of Legacy UTPA, and also from the University of Houston Law Center. I just wanted to say thank you and to let you know how excited and grateful I am to be a new member of Team Pharr, a city where that welcomed us when we came here to this country, and a city where my late father also holds his special day of January 16th through a proclamation. Thank you once again.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Bear Country. Don't get it wrong. Bear Country.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders right here.
Están perdidos, están perdidos. It's okay. We tolerate it.
Okay.
No, but thank you. I'm glad you spoke up and introduced. ¿No hablas español?
Sí.
Oye,
Sí,
a lo
lo
mejor
hablo muy
la gente
bien.
también. Debes hablar con la gente también en español. Diles quién soy, quién eres.
Bueno. Do I okay.
Yeah.
Mi nombre es Verónica Bernal McCann. Soy un producto de esta área. Estoy muy contenta, estoy muy agradecida de estar aquí con ustedes como su nueva abogada, asistente abogada de la ciudad. Mis padres emigraron a esta nación, fueron trabajadores migrantes, y si no fuera por su trabajo y su dedicación, yo también estuviera haciendo lo mismo, pero estoy aquí, aquí con ustedes y estoy muy contenta de ser parte de esta ciudad. Esta ciudad también es un lugar donde mi papá trabajó mucho por los derechos de todos los trabajadores agrícolas, especialmente con Texas Rural Legal Aid. Si alguno de ustedes lo conocen, su nombre es Efren Bernal. Una vez más, muchísimas gracias por su tiempo y su atención.
Bienvenida. Felicidades.
Gracias.
Yes. Thank you, man. Okay. Do you mind if I introduce you? Yeah, great. Before we continue on the agenda, I'm sure you noticed this young pup next to me in blue. And he is, by all definitions, our new city manager. We've had, if you look at our history in the city of Pharr, we were always improving, making better judgments. We've had great city managers. And he's now joining a long line of list of great city managers in the city of Pharr. And since I've been living in the city of Pharr, I've known we've had great administrations and great city managers, and they've always done very well when they've been in office, and we expect the same. Harvey joins us. We first met him actually when we were recruiting for our police department, and we knew he had the right intellect, the right vision to carry us on forward. Recently, we had our deputy city manager, Mr. Ed Wiley, with us, and he did a phenomenal job. But obviously, he's our deputy city manager, and he has a professional growth and also family obligations that he wanted to undertake and prioritize. And we want to thank you, sir, for stepping in and helping us that time period. You did an absolutely fabulous job. The city is in such good shape under your leadership. It ran extremely well. It is prosperous, no doubt. And many projects have moved forward under your leadership. And we know that Andy is going to just jump in and take us to the next level. Your dad's here with you, and of course, your wife and friends. And they should be very proud of you, Andy, because we know that as we move forward, the city of Pharr's motto is always the same. We are Team Pharr, but we're always looking to become better and better. And people always, we acknowledge they sometimes leave us in good terms because they're going to something much better than what we are, and we understand that. And we know you won't be here forever, and we acknowledge that, but we also know that your leadership and the experience that you have and the wonderful job you've done at the police force is exactly what we need in this moment in time in the city of Pharr. So we're very delighted. And he didn't want me to say anything. He didn't want to party or anything. He's very conservative, but I didn't make it a point. We just wanted to officially welcome you as our city manager. Congratulations, sir, and welcome to the Pharr family. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor and Commission. It is just amazing to me where we are today, and me being a part of this team. Thank you so much for your faith and confidence in me. And there's so many people to thank because they're the ones that have helped me get here today. And the first one being my wife, Leticia. She's been with me for a long, long time. I don't know how, but she sticks with me. But you know what? She's always said, whatever you want to do, let's go. And so here we are, and I couldn't do it without her support. So thank you, Bay. I love you very much, and I appreciate you. And then my dad, raise your hand, Dad. A- Andy, me vas a llorar. My dad, Andy Garza Harvey. Uh, that's my dad, and there's a connection here with Pharr and my dad, and in a minute you'll see something that's gonna probably make me cry, but I haven't seen it yet. But also friends, my friends and family, David and everybody here that's part of the family, thank you so much for being here. And I also want to thank Ed. Being an interim city manager, a city manager at any level is tough. And so just thank you for everything, Ed, and thank you for making me feel at home here. So I appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you and this commission as we move this train forward. So I think Dulce was great from the media unit is gracious. She did something, she put something together. I haven't seen it, but she did a video. Dulce, if you don't mind playing it for us now, I appreciate it. It all started here. There's a lot of history here, especially in my family, my dad's side. He was actually born right behind this house here and raised here on Clark Street. And so a lot of people still remember my dad. And when I hear stories of this family, our family, and it's just something that really, really is special to me. My job is to make sure that I carry out what the mayor and the commission wants for this city, and really lead people in a way that's going to get them to come to Pharr every day and want to serve and do great things here together, not just one or two, but all of us. And I think that's what I bring to the table. It's not the same valley and region it was even when I left many, many years ago. It is booming, and Pharr, I believe, is leading the way. It's going to look different than it was even today, right? So that's the exciting part, right? Because there's so much growth, and to see this city transform into the leader of, economic development in this region is pretty exciting. I'm a leader that that really trusts and have confidence in my people. My job is to make sure that they're encouraged, make sure that they have everything they need to do their job above and beyond what's needed. And here's the cool thing about it. Every day when I look out, so now you look down to City Hall, down on the 4th floor, right out my window, I get to see this right here where it all started for me. And that's what I want, why I want to do great things here along with the commission and our mayor and everybody else. And so to be able to see that from there is huge for me. And it may not mean much to others, I get that, but for me, it's something that drives me and grounds me. And again, right, the story for me dates back many, many years ago. But what's more important now is where we're going, and to see this transform is going to be super, super special. Thank you, Dulce, and thank you very much. Let's move on. Dad, uh, Dad, would you like to say some words? The mayor asked. Would you like? Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir, for being here today and all your colleagues that came. Sí, gracias por venir. Muy agradecidos. Thank you for letting your son take the position. And of course, the boss is here. And thank you, ma'am, for letting him take this endeavor on. It's a lot of work, right? And a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure, and not everybody can do it. And we're fortunate to have somebody who is willing to share their son and their husband with the city of Pharr, because it's very demanding, and we're not blind to it, and we're very fortunate to have people like you who want to share him. So thank you. I don't know if any commissioner want to say anything.
I'd like
Bob?
to, obviously, there's a real close connection that we realized after, when I found out where Andy's dad lived. In fact, Andy's dad, Mr. Garza, they were neighbors to my grandmother and my mother. So he knew them personally. He knew my mother, my father, my grandparents, personally, because they lived across the street from each other.
Wow.
So that was really touching when I found out, and I was able to sit down and I was able to talk to Mr. Garza Harvey, and so it was really touching. And he told me stories of my dad and my grandfather, who I didn't never had the opportunity to meet my grandmother. I was blessed to, and well, I'm able to know my parents. But he told me some really nice, refreshing stories of my parents and my grandparents. And thank you so much for that. I'm sure I'll hear some more.
Anybody else? No? All right.
All right. Ubaldo, Big Mike, Nick, thanks for being here. It means a lot to me. All right, 6, the consent agenda. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Number 5, 5A, submission of second quarter 2021, 2022 City of Pharr investment reports. Carla, can you come up for this one in the next submission? These finance reports are in your packet.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Carla Saavedra, Finance Director for the record.
Yes.
What you have in front of you, it's the quarterly report that I always bring to you. What that means is pretty much the number, it's the report that we have all the depository bank accounts that we have with the bank. And the purpose of it is to show you that all the money is properly collateralized, which means that it's properly secure. And that's all you need to know per month and at the end of the quarter. If you have any specific questions for that report,
Yes, no, I don't.
if not,
Anybody?
I'll move on to the financial report for the period ending. This is the financial statements as of March 31st, 2022. So this is actually mid-year. These reports are internally, and it's just for you, for your information. It's just pretty much gives a overall picture of the fiscal status of the city of Pharr. And it does not include every single financial aspect just because it's internal, but it gives the big picture. So the general fund, the utility fund, the bridge fund, everything it's in here, and all the material aspects that you need to know. Again, everything it's reflected there. And if you have any specific questions, I'm gladly to go over any.
I think most people want to know, are you healthy or not? And second of all, what the rating, the one Wally had told us about a couple of months ago, if you can please enlighten the population where we're at.
Right. So because the city of Pharr has had a lot of projects, the way the cities work is that we go out and issue bonds. For those bonds to be issued to the city of Pharr, we get rated. We get like a credit score in a way, but for cities, right? So the last credit rating that we have for all governmental activities, it's AA minus. This rating is provided by S&P, which it's one of the big 3 rating agencies in the nation. So AA minus is pretty much being in the 800s. Yes. We of course we want to be at the 850, but the city of Pharr, it's pretty much up there. We also got the first rating for the revenue bond that we just issued for the PDC, for the Team Pharr.net project. And we ended up getting a rating of 8, which is great because this is the first time ever that the PDC undergoes a rating. So that's pretty good news. Also, we also got the rating for the bonds, for the revenue bonds for the bridge. And we also got AA for that one. So again, we're in the A's, so A, it's always good. And hopefully the next couple of years or so, we'll increase another 8.
Congratulations to you and your department.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I have a
Yes.
comment.
Yes, Commissioner.
On page 7, I'm not sure if I'm interpreting it correctly, but on your graph, you're saying that we're losing northbound traffic?
Oh, yes.
It's the opposite, right?
On page 7, it's the bridge crossings. You're looking at southbound or northbound?
Northbound.
The northbound, the crossings that we had for March, it's a negative. And I
Okay, because
guess
the graph shows it differently, though.
Luis, 2020, 21, it's 336,000. Oh, yes, it's the other way around. I'm sorry. Yes.
So just make the correction on that.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll do.
Great.
Yeah, you threw me out there. Any other questions?
Great job on your department. And,
Thank you.
we wouldn't be here without your leadership and also all your colleagues to get it done. So congratulations to you
Thank
once
you very
again.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for the record, that was 5B as well, submission of financial report for the period ending March 31st, 2022. Next is our consent agenda. All items listed under consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion.
Okay. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Before we move on to executive session, Andy, would you honor us with your family and friends for a photo for our historical perspective?
Absolutely. Come on up here and take a picture, Dad.
¿Me puede pasar para acá?
And everybody else, come on up here.
Yeah, get your family. Mhm. Somebody didn't take it first. Make sure you get a big space.
Not to go out.
Sí, ahí. Sigue. That's right. In accordance with section 551.071 to 551.087 of the Texas Government Code, the Pharr Board of Commissioners hereby gives notice that it is convening into executive session to discuss the items listed in the public portion of the meeting agenda, the time now being 4:48. We'll be back. Were you supposed to present? Are you here to present? Are you here to present? You are? Oh, is she supposed to present today?
Bring her
Oh,
in.
that was part of the.
Okay.
Well, shouldn't take too long. No, I'll just bring her up then.
Okay, we're back in open session. The time is 5:22.
Is she gonna present? No, she's good.
Only if
Only if there's a questions.
Monday?
No, 7. Huh?
I can't hear you.
Give her brief.
Okay.
Really brief.
What item is that?
8.
Okay, well, let's jump to 8A. so we can-
Okay. 8A, consideration and action, if any, accepting the City of Pharr audited financial statements for fiscal year 2020 to 2021. And Carla and yourself. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's Carla
Or-
and of course Ms. Gonzalez.
Ms. Gonzalez, come on up.
Gonzalez, yeah.
Welcome.
Good evening. I'm Melissa Gonzalez from Oscar Gonzalez CPA and Associates, and I was just here to just bring the audit that we completed it, and everything went well. You have an unmodified opinion.
Okay.
I know that Ms. Javerde always does the presentation, so everything was found well. Your staff did a very good job. That's all I just wanted to tell you. Very
Okay.
brief.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for her? Gentlemen?
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you very much for your
Thank
job.
you.
Mhm. Ahora sí.
Okay, and we'll continue with the regular agenda. Number 7, ordinances and resolutions. 7A, consideration and action, if any, on resolution authorizing Pharr Police Department to submit an application for the Operation Stone Garden Grant Program to the Office of the Governor's Homeland Security Grants Division, grant number 3173107, OPSG-2021.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
7B, consideration and action, if any, on resolution determining the public necessity to acquire certain real property, giving notice of an official determination to acquire real property for a public purpose, establishing procedures for the acquisition of the property, determining the estate to be acquired, establishing fair market value for the property to be acquired, and directing the city manager or designee to communicate offers to owners for purchase of property, appropriating funds, and authorizing condemnation proceedings by city attorney, ratification of prior acts.
Okay.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
9A, consideration and action, if any, on the purchase of 3 6-inch Godwin pumps and 1 12-inch Godwin pump for dewatering services from Xylem Dewatering Solutions out of Corpus Christi, Texas, in the amount of $274,946.09 through HGAC CM 02-21.
Move for approval.
Second.
What is, who's handling this? What department is this?
Public Works.
I am.
Public Works.
Hi.
Hi,
For the record, your name?
Olga Garza for the
Great.
record.
So what exactly is dewatering solution? What is that?
These are gonna be for when we have flooding or any emergencies to pre-station pumps before when we
Oh, the
get
pumps. Oh, the pumps.
yes,
Yeah, I had to say the pumps. I got you.
yes, pumps.
All right, guys, thank you.
So
Any
we,
dis-
hold on.
Yes, sir.
So we don't have any right now, or
Yes,
the
we
ones that
do.
we have out there right now are, or just additional pumps that we need?
These
or-
are additional pumps for additional locations that we would be able to pre-station to be prepared.
Okay, any further questions, comments? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
10A, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to negotiate and enter into a contract with R. Gutierrez Engineering Corporation for professional engineering services in the amount of $17,500 for the subdivision plat and drainage plan for the new Parks and Recreation Department warehouse property located on South Nelson Street along West Hall Acres Road.
Okay,
Move for approval.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
10B, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to execute a non-disclosure agreement with DHR Health Institute for Research and Development, allowing the EMS department to participate in research studies.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
10C, consideration and
Sorry, one
action.
abstention. Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. 10C, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to enter into an affiliation agreement with RGV College for EMS student clinical rotations.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
10D, consideration and action, if any, ratifying agreement between City of Pharr and ClearGov for budget preparation software service agreement.
Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes.
10E, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to ratify change order number 4 in the amount of $290,395 for the North Side Aquatic Facility.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Where's
I have a question.
engineering?
Sir,
I have a
Who's
question.
this? Oh, Maria, there you are. That's here. Hi, Maria. What's this?
Maria Rangel, interim city engineer for the record. Change order number 4 for the aquatic facility is composed of 13 change requests that were previously approved and completed by the contractor.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Commissioner.
I was gonna ask if we requested this is something that they request. We request these changes that was not a part of the contract from the very beginning.
The change order, like I said, is made up of change requests, and I can show those to you. They were previously approved.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
10F, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to negotiate and enter into a business agreement with Emergent Air, authorizing the sharing of protected health information for flight services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
And 10G, consideration and action, if any, authorizing city manager to negotiate and enter into agreement with an engineer on the approved professional engineering services pool for the platting of the property for the proposed emergency management service and fire department developments on North Knights Drive.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is this the superstation we're talking about? Or is this something else?
Yes.
Okay. What is the timeline again there, Wiley, for this project?
So we're just gonna take it through to construction plans and be ready, shovel ready. We're gonna, well, we got about another months and
Right. So until we see the final plans and the cost, we'll bring it back and then approve it for its actual deployment for it to be awarded or not, or delayed, depending on our priorities for the year.
yes, sir. But we want to make it shovel ready so we can apply for grants or whatever else is out there.
Exactly. Great. Okay. Any further discussion? Otherwise, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you.
Move for adjournment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. We're adjourned. The timeline is 5:30. Thank you, everybody.